안녕하세요. Study with B의 B입니다. Today I will make my first video on Korean grammar. I know that I said that the majority of my content would probably be focused on Korean grammar, and so far none of my videos have been. But that will change starting today, so let's get started. First, I know that some of you might be wondering, why am I not speaking Korean today? And there are two reasons for that. One of them is you, and one of them is me. So this is a video on Korean grammar for Korean learners. And especially the topic that I want to cover today is relevant and important for Korean learners of all levels. So beginner, intermediate, advanced, you need to have an understanding of this topic. I know that if you take Korean classes, say in Korea, even if it's a beginner level class, then everything will be all in Korean. And that's because you can't guarantee that all of the students in that class will know English. However, I think that here on my channel and my website, the majority of viewers are people who are either native English speakers or who have a strong command of the English language. So that is the first reason why I'm making this video in English, just to make it a little bit easier so you don't have to just constantly be reading subtitles. You can actually just kind of sit back and listen and maybe learn something. And the second reason is me. So you all know I am obviously not a native Korean speaker, and I'm just not used to monologuing in Korean. Maybe if you've seen my other videos, you will know that my personality there and now seems a bit different. And it is, because since Korean is not my native language, it's a bit harder for me to, think and just put out sentences. And usually when I speak in Korean, I am engaged in conversation with somebody else. So in those cases, my personality can come out a bit more. I'm a bit more open, a little bit more fun. But if I'm just sitting here and talking at my camera, it's a little bit different. And I can't really express myself as well as I would like to. I will keep practicing, but just for the sake of making things easier for myself as well, I will do this video and perhaps the majority of my Korean grammar videos in English. So our topic for today is formality levels. Now, what exactly does that mean, formality levels? Well, for the purposes of this video, formality levels are different sentence endings that you use and choose depending on the social formality of the situation you're in and your emotional closeness with the person you're talking to. So two dimensions, social formality and emotional closeness. Social formality is just how formal your situation is. For example, a high formality situation might be giving some sort of presentation or a business meeting. Mid formality would be just talking to someone new out on the street or at a store, or just someone who's an acquaintance but not quite a friend. Our low formality level would be hanging out, chatting with a close friend or family member, or talking to someone who is of lower social status than you. For example, I could use the lowest formality level speech with children, anybody who is younger than I am, because I socially outrank them. So to give an idea of why these different social formality levels are important, let's think about maybe you're going into your boss's office and your boss emailed you and asked you for some reports and they wanted you to run a few numbers. You can't just go up into your boss's office like, "Hey, yo, boss man, what's up? I got your email. Here's some reports you wanted. I ran all the numbers. Our profits is lit this quarter. Yeah." No. You would just never do that. No. I'm sorry you had to see that. You would just never do that. And on the other side of the spectrum, maybe you're talking to your friends about a movie you just saw together. You wouldn't talk to them like, "Oh yes, I agree, the cinematography in that scene was quite invigorating. However, I do not feel that the music they selected truly reflected the theme and the mood that they were trying to express. Like, no, you wouldn't talk like that to your friends. So this is why we need to make sure we have the correct formality levels. In English, we usually kind of express these formality levels using changes in our vocabulary and even our tone, the way we speak. In Korean, it is in the grammar, at the end of the sentence. So let's take a brief look at 3 main formality levels that you can expect to encounter while going about daily life in Korea. Our first formality level that we'll look at is the high social formality and low emotional closeness level. That one is called 하십시오체. So 하십시오체 would be used for giving, as I already said, giving presentations or at a business meeting. You can also hear it on the news. The newscasters all use 하십시오체. Also, if you're at a store, sometimes the employees will use 하십시오체 when talking to you because you're a customer. They're trying to show you a bit more respect. So what does 하십시오체 look and sound like? Well, maybe if you see one of these forms or hear something like 씁니다 or 씁니까, those are all 하십시오체, a high formality, low emotional closeness speech level. Our kind of mid-range, so kind of mid-level social formality and mid-level emotional closeness formality level is called 해요체. 해요체 is used for a lot of general daily interactions. This is probably your best bet to use if you don't know what to use. It's kind of your unoffensive middle ground. So you can use this when you're talking to an acquaintance, in the workplace, your coworkers, when you're talking to maybe someone you're meeting for the first time. In general, this is a good form to use. So 해요체. If you hear a lot of yo at the end of sentences, you are listening to 해요체. Our last formality level with low social formality and high emotional closeness is 해체. 해체 sounds like 해요체, but with the yo just ripped off and thrown out the window. For example, if in 해요체 you hear 밥 먹었어요? Have you eaten yet? In 해체 you would just hear 밥 먹었어? 밥 먹었어? So it's a little more close, kind of friendly feeling to it, but only if you use it to the right people. 해체 should only be used with people who are socially your equal or lower than you and who you're fairly close with. So, for example, you can use it when you're talking to close friends, family members, and if you're talking to people who are below you in the social hierarchy. For example, my older coworkers talk to me in 해체 because I am below them both in age and in my position at our workplace. And that's okay. It's not disrespectful. They're just showing that they are above me in the social hierarchy. A lot of people use 해체 with their parents when they're younger, then move into 해요체 as they get older. This doesn't mean that they're not close with their parents anymore. It's just a way of showing more respect to their parents and reflecting a more adult relationship. So now we've seen the 3 main formality levels that you can expect to counter in day-to-day Korean. Let's review them really briefly. Our first one, with high social formality and low emotional closeness, was 하십시오체. Then our mid-level formality level, so kind of middle social formality and middle emotional closeness, is 해요체. Last, we had low social formality but high emotional closeness, and that was 해체. It might be a little bit hard to get the formality levels down at first, and I know I had some problems with it too. But if you can get them down, that is a good, important, solid first step to becoming a proficient, polite Korean speaker. Alright, that is all for this video. Next time we will look at honorifics, which are another very important element to polite Korean speech. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you would like to see more in the future, hit that subscribe button. Also, if there's a topic you would like me to address or cover in the future, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. That's all for today. and I will see you next time. Please come back again to study with B.